everybody? It's a great day to be a From fan. I just released my new video. The trailer is out for episode 4. I thought I'd jump online real quick, take a look at it, maybe look at some other videos, and of course, share some exclusives with y'all. So, welcome to the live stream on this Wednesday night. Hope everybody's doing okay. If you guys seen the trailer already, I would definitely love to talk about it in the chat. Let's see. I just released my video where I got a chance to talk to Angela Moore, who plays Bacta on From. So if you have not seen that, you guys can check that out. So I'm almost done. I've almost interviewed the entire cast of From. I've only got one person left, and we know who that one person is. Harold Perneau. So I'm really hoping that I get a chance to speak to him and complete my quest, which is to interview all the cast members.
The only way we go home is together. We can do this. This season, they've turned it up to 11. I think it's time we change things up a little bit around here.
The stakes have never been higher. It's getting more and more intense.
Go, Ethan, run, go!
Season 3 is really the end of the beginning, and things in general are changing.
I think this place has gotten in my head now. I'm scared of what that might mean.
At the end of last season, Boyd said to the creatures, "You don't break me."
No!
And they've taken that as a challenge.
You think this place can't break you? Let's see.
They're attacking Boyd psychologically, and he's really being pulled apart by all of this.
Things are getting worse around here, aren't they?
There's one more disaster after the next. You can see the stress fractures.
People die here! I told you that it's not make-believe!
Things are getting really tenuous.
Why can't they leave us alone?
As the pillars of the town are starting to crumble, Kenny's realizing that he has to step up to the plate a little bit. He can't play defense forever, Boyd.
And if everything's changing, what's next?
It's getting pretty cold outside.
It's never snowed here before. We think we know what's going on, but we just keep getting new rules. The snow is just a completely new rule.
What the fans will appreciate this season is that we are getting real answers that matter.
I believe that the reason I was sent here was to find you. We're going to get a lot of answers, and we're going to get a lot of questions.
There's going to be so much more that no one was expecting.
Things are moving pretty fast, yeah.
No!
How much more relentless can we get, and how much more can we test these people?
Go!
And a few of our most beloved characters are not going to make it out of season 3.
You can't save them all.
I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Ah!
Season 3 is when things really explode.
But the fight isn't over until they're all dead. Or we are. How are you still alive? They wanted me to watch.
Man, I'm actually going to play that back for a second, but there was some things in there that I saw that I thought I didn't see before. But I always like to see those behind the scenes clips. Always like to hear what the cast has to say about the show. I always like to see, Sometimes they add things in there that that we didn't see, or that they cut from the regular footage, and it's only like in the behind the scenes clips, sort of like some sort of a director's cut. But did you guys see there was a couple things? I'll just go fast. I'll just go fast to right to those areas. Man, for a second, I thought this was I couldn't tell what this was. This scene right here, I'm like, wait a minute, I don't think I've seen that before. Like that much snow, but it's Boyd and Christy, so this has to be Jim and Kenny. But it kind of threw me off, like just seeing it from this angle, because I don't think this angle was in the show. Like this was a different angle. But how about this clip from, I think that's Jeff Pinkman.
Played a little bit. We can't play defense forever, Boyd.
And if everything's changing, what's next? Characters, our most beloved character, and a few of our most beloved characters are not going to make it out of season. And a few of our most beloved characters are not going to make it out of season 3.
You can't.
Yo, I can't believe he said that. He said a few of our most beloved characters. Okay, we just went through probably the most traumatic loss in television history, and so now he's saying that there's going to be more characters. Now, I mean, I was already on board that there was going to be some deaths, but I figured, nobody really cares if Randall dies. A couple other background characters, 14 people from the colony house like before. We don't really care. But I mean, there's really only 12 people, right? So he said a few. What's a few? Was it like more than one? So 2 or 3. So if you got Tien Chen, I think Chrissy's on the chopping block, man. I'm sorry. I think Chrissy's on the chopping block. And it's not looking too good for Kenny. I'm sorry, y'all. I think Kenny's on the chopping block. I think Kenny, yeah. Somebody think it's the same age. Oh, you know what? I got something even bigger. So what's going on, everybody? Daryl Seymour, he said, bro, if Victor dies, that'd be crazy. I got something even crazier than that I'm thinking. I'll just go ahead and say it. I think Harold dies, bro. I think Harold dies because think about it. I know he's the lead, but he's not really the lead anymore, right? And he's a hero through and through. I think he's gonna sacrifice himself for somebody. You get what I'm saying? Like the good old sacrifice. I think he's gonna die, man. I don't think he's gonna die this season, but I think he's gonna die, man. I think for real. I think Harold is gonna do the ultimate sacrifice and sacrifice himself to save somebody, because he can't lose anybody else. And I'm thinking is really either going to be his son or Fatima or somebody. He's going to sacrifice himself. But yeah, Victor, how about this, Daryl? How about this? I'm starting to think Victor's already dead, right? I mean, here's a clear breakdown of this shot right here, because these people are dead. They're walking around the village. You get what I'm saying? So there possibly can be other people walking around the village. It's kind of like John Carpenter's The Thing. You got to cut his body open to see if his organs are still, alive. But Victor might already be dead. Yeah. Randall's definitely in trouble. And I'm going to share some exclusive pics with you guys. I got some screenshots for the next episode, and then I was just waiting for a couple people to come in, and then I'm going to play the trailer. And I'm probably going to end up playing 2 trailers, right? Because there's a couple of trailers but I try to share exclusive with you guys. So I'm gonna play that clip again, because there's always things in there that we can see. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back, but I'm gonna get the clip ready. Sorry about me, Randall. I think Dale is gonna die next. Oh, Dale. Well, Dale is married to Elizabeth in real life, not Elizabeth Moy, but he's married to Donna's character. So we don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna pop out for a second. I'm gonna play the clip again, and I'm gonna get this other clip ready. Let me know if when I play it this time, you guys hear something that I didn't see.
The only way we go home is together.
We can do this. This season, they've turned it up to 11, I think it's time we change things up a little bit around here.
The stakes have never been higher. It's getting more and more intense.
Go, Ethan, run! Go!
Season 3 is really the end of the beginning, and things in general are changing.
I think this place has gotten in my head now. I'm scared of what that might mean.
At the end of last season, Boyd said to the creatures, "You don't break me."
No!
And they've taken that as a challenge.
You think this place can't break you? Let's see.
They're attacking Boyd psychologically, and he's really being pulled apart by all of this.
Things are getting worse around here, aren't they?
There's one more disaster after the next. You can see the stress fractures.
People die here. I told you that. It's not make-believe.
Things are getting really tenuous.
Why can't they leave us alone?
As the pillars of the town are starting to crumble, Kenny's realizing that he has to step up to the plate a little bit. He can't play defense forever, Boyd.
And if everything's changing, what's next?
It's getting pretty cold outside.
It's never snowed here before.
We think we know what's going on, but we just keep getting new rules. The snow is just a completely new rule.
What the fans will appreciate this season is that we are getting real answers that matter.
I believe that the reason I was sent here was to find you. We're gonna get a lot of answers and we're gonna get a lot of questions.
There's going to be so much more that no one was expecting.
Things are moving pretty fast, yeah.
No.
How much more relentless can we get, and how much more can we test these people?
Go!
And a few of our most beloved characters are not going to make it out of season 3.
You can't save them all.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Ah!
Season 3 is when things really explode.
But the fight isn't over until they're all dead. Or we are.
How are you still alive?
They wanted me to watch.
Man, that's crazy. I wanted to watch it again because, like I said, I try to catch things that I didn't catch. And I kind of, when I first started, I hit the play button. I was letting it warm up. But John Griffin at the beginning, he chooses his words so specifically. He said, this is the beginning. He said, this is the end of the beginning, not the beginning of the end. Right. And man, that just stuck with me. He said, this is the end of the beginning. Right. When usually you hear people say this is the beginning of the end. So I feel like that was an interesting play on words. I'll play it again.
Season 3 is really the end of the beginning.
The end of the beginning, man. So, I mean, I guess we're going to get into, the middle, right? Get into the middle. So John Griffin, if you guys don't know, he's the creator and writer. So he's the one that's writing all these rabbit holes and stuff like that. I mean, he doesn't even look like it. But yeah, he's the one that's got us up late at night on YouTube, and so what else did I hear? I also what Boyd said. I'll go back.
Last season, Boyd said to the creatures, "You don't break me."
No!
I mean, when he said over here, the beloved characters die.
A few of our most beloved characters are not going to make it out of season.
A few. I mean, who's the most beloved? I mean, I'm telling you, it's Tien Chen, it's Boyd, it's Fatima, right? I mean, like I said, but I feel like I just said I think Boyd might sacrifice himself. We're getting to the thick of it. Yeah, that's exactly right. All right. Look, so if you guys aren't familiar with my page, I am the movie guru, and I do theories on From, and I just released my two new videos. I did my behind the scenes interview with Angela Moore, who plays Bacta, and I just dropped season 3, episode 4 trailer. So this is the exclusive trailer. But I'm since you guys are on my live stream, I'm going to show you guys the full trailer. So that exclusive trailer is not the full trailer, but I'm going to show you guys the full trailer right there. So, but before I show the full trailer, make sure you guys are following me. You know, if you guys are liking, let's get those likes up real quick, and then I'll go ahead and I'll play this video. But let's get some likes. Let's make sure it follows. You know, let's run up the algorithm real quick. As soon as you guys do that, I'll play the clip. Now this is the full clip. Now this is exclusive. You guys are going to see pretty much all the things that you've been looking for in the answers. So I'll just go ahead and play.
Previously on From.
Ever since you fell asleep and your eyes got all white, you've been different.
All I remember is being more scared than I've ever been in my entire life.
You really need to get some rest. Boyd said it was okay to sleep again.
It's not that. I feel like something is watching me.
Help me. You're Victor's father.
Randy used to call it the bottle tree. The original's in a park a few towns over.
You need to take me there right now.
Where am I?
There's a tree in the middle of the road.
Just take a detour. Go around it. You have to listen to me. It's not safe to stop out here once it gets dark. There are things in this town that will hurt us.
Can't find the fucking keys!
You looking for these?
Nikki's been shot!
What do we do? Internally. Nikki, stay with me.
You look much better. You've been eating a little more.
Why is this happening? Why can't they stop?
Yeah, so that was the trailer. There's a couple of things in there. I don't know if I can go back the way I uploaded it, but I'll go to my YouTube page and play it from there. Let's see. So in this clip, the first thing we see, it gives a flashback of Julie. Now, this is from season 2, right? When Julie, Mari, and Randall were underneath those, whatever that type of spell was or whatever. I mean, and honestly, I don't know what to think about Julie's character. I mean, she really don't have no storyline. I feel like the 3 people who didn't have any storyline in season 2, they kind of just pushed them into this possession part and had them lay around for a couple episodes, right? Just because they really didn't have anything for them to do. And Julie's kind of that type of character for me. Randall, you know, he had a little plot with the whole thing with him and Donna, but that was still kind of weak. Mari really doesn't have a plot because the daggone love triangle is so thick between Christy and Kenny. So I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about, you know, what's going to happen with Julie. Let's see. Daryl said Julie's character is going to be important. I have no doubt his character plays an important role. No, I agree too. I think, you know, her being a part of the Matthews family and, you know, them being the main storyline. I think that, yeah, of course, they're going to give her a plot, right? But what I'm saying is that a lot of these other people started with a plot. Like Tabitha obviously started with a plot. Even though we don't know what's up with Jim obviously has a plot. Ethan obviously started with a plot. You know, Julie was just like the bully, annoying big sister who was trying to get her independence from parents. And I don't think anybody really had time for that. But she kind of fell back at the end of season 1 after I feel like overacting her scenes. Like she was, you know, extra screaming. She was extra shocked on everything. I really, she was rebelling extra hard. Like everything was extra with her. But this is my opinion. But you know, we see Ethan trying to figure out what's going on with her. I mean, I'd rather see him ask more questions because he cares about her, right? Not just, you know, what was happened to her, because, you know, we want to know. But I guess they're kind of Ethan really doesn't have a plot no more now, right? So now the roles are reversed, right? Julie has a plot, Ethan doesn't have a plot, right? That's really what's going on. And so from there we see Elgin. Now Elgin was kind of chill at the beginning of season 3. I mean, really haven't seen him but laying around sleeping, actually looking sleepy, right? That's the only thing that's been going on with him. And so it looks like even though he has this kimono woman storyline, we don't really know what's up with it. But I think that we're going to probably get some answers soon. There seems to be a lot going on with Elgin. He's getting more and more screen time, but it's in the back, right? Like he's it's not like a full arc where he's going someplace and doing something and he has to, you know, collaborate with somebody. Yeah, exactly. She said help me, which, you know, what does that mean? Like, is she, because, you know, from what we know, the only people that they got to help is the children, right? And so there's really nobody else that's seeing this priestess woman except Elgin. And I guess this is where we would have found out if somebody else was seeing her, because I mean, Tilly was pretty much a lot hanging around Ethan, Elgin a lot. So if she was real, they both would have saw it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like Elgin's the only one who saw it. So it's kind of really could be just in his head, right? The priestess lady could not be there. So we don't know if it's a part of him. I'm starting to believe that he came to Fromville with this type of possession, right? And one of my followers, Christopher, he said that what if everybody in the town is like the Avengers, right? They all got little superheroes and superpowers. Elgin with the possession, Fatima with the, I'm guessing the demon baby, you know, Rosemary's baby, Boyd with, you know, military skills, Iron Abbey, like all these people have like a role to play. Tabitha with some sort of weird, what we're finding out now is some sort of weird connection to Fromville. Elgin had a vision of the lake and she's wet. It's connected. Yeah, I mean, it had to be from the moment he came in. So, I mean, he sees a kimono woman who's not Fatima, and I can prove it's not Fatima in a minute. And she says, "Help me," but it looks like what does she want him to do? Like, where does she want him to go? Like, she's not really giving no clues. So hopefully we find out more. We kind of seen this already in the other episode, as far as the bottle tree, them going to the bottle tree. So this is just a true recap. We see them getting to. We knew that she found the bracelet. She started flipping out. Then they get in the car. They get into the bad accident. And this is an older car, so it definitely didn't have any airbags or side airbags, and so they were banged up pretty bad. And as you can see, she's banged up, but I'm guessing that Henry is also in there because you can tell by the way that this paramedic is facing. You can tell by the way the paramedic facing that he's kind of working on somebody else. So it looks like she's this direction and Henry is the other direction, and the paramedic's working on him. So he must be really banged up. She's really banged up, but she was in the passenger with her seatbelt on. So he must be really bad. So they didn't show him. They didn't show him at all. And then it looks like she wakes up and then they're outside the tree. So just like we've seen in the first episode, when the tree, oh, there you go. What's up, Christopher Leslie? How's it going, man? We're just reviewing this trailer. So we see here, you know, the crows show up, right? So that's a big deal. I mean, that's like a standard procedure when it comes to you know, seeing the down tree. The crows are right there. But man, this tree looks actually small, right? Like at some point, somebody's got to say they could easily drive through this, right? Like if it's that much of an emergency. And we actually can see from this shot the name on the is it EMT or EMS? It says Knox County. So I know a lot of people knew that already, but Knox County looks like Camden, Maine, and they're in front of the down tree, and then the crows are swarming. Yeah, the hospital was not in that direction. They were right outside the town, But somebody else had a good point on this. Like, why would they send the ambulance from Camden, Maine, all the way to where, you know, Tabitha and Henry were, right? And what are the chances that they would have a police officer in the ambulance? Wouldn't the police officer come with their own car, right? Own cruiser, and have a partner? You know, she's walking around here like she's a security guard. So I don't really know what's up with this cop lady. I mean, she might not be legit. You know, she might be bootleg. You know, this could be a further example of, you know, what people were saying. This is the whole thing is the Truman Show. You've got this fake cop, right? Who's a cop only 9 to 5 on the show, and you know, somebody said telling your third party. Yeah, man. I mean, it could be a whole bunch of fake stuff, right? So I don't know. And so, oh look, there's Henry right there. So Henry's banged up. Look, they got Henry in the full neck support. They got him on a stretcher. And it's kind of weird because they just have Tabitha kind of sitting up, but they got Henry laid out. I mean, he's braced in, he's unconscious. I'm surprised they didn't have to intubate him. Then it looks like here the night shot, they get to the town, and it looks like the creatures is laying their mousetrap, and then the paramedics get out, and then it looks like all hell breaks loose. Man, I had something else to show you guys, but I got some pictures after this. So, of course, I'm giving y'all exclusive. Y'all know how I like to do. I like to give y'all the exclusives. So make sure you guys are liking. Make sure you guys are following. And then after I play this clip, I'll get into some of the exclusive photos. Daryl, I'd say that's not true. If you drive past the tree, it doesn't help once you see the tree. And yeah, that's what I was saying. But I still want to see them do it, man. These birds. I want to see if the birds are about that life, man. I mean, they over there swarming around like they're gonna do something, man. Like what? Like, are they gonna form a larger creature? Are they gonna start plucking people's eyeballs out? Like, what are they gonna do, man? Like, I just really want to see what the birds are gonna do. You know, that's all. So it looks like they get to the town. EMT gets out, and then it looks like Randall's here now. This was the scene that I thought Randall was going to meet his ending, right? I mean, because not looking too good for Randall. And we even hear in the clip. If you guys heard this, I'll play it again.
Can't find the fucking keys.
You looking for these?
Oh man, and the lady gets shot. Yeah, you know what? There's another clip that I heard, but yeah, we like them exclusive. So it's not in this clip, but the creature. I'm gonna go right back to the point. The creature here, right after the key scene, she says, "We're gonna keep Randall, bro. I promise to y'all." She says, "We're gonna keep Randall." I promise you, this is exclusive. She says at this point, right here, she said, and I wanted to talk about this. Is this boy really making a deal with the devil right here? Like, is this how he loses it? Right? Like, he's supposed to be the example. He's supposed to be, this knight in shining armor. And here he is making a deal with the devil, right? Like, he takes the keys from the creature, and she says, "We're going to keep Randall, though. We're going to keep Randall." That's crazy. Yeah, Christopher keeps saying that you want to be on the show so bad. Look, yeah, he wants to be. Nobody wants to be trapped in Farmville, bro. It's not. It's definitely not the vibes. But Randall's done for. I mean, she says here, "We're gonna keep Randall." So to me, that lets me know it's over for the guy, right? I mean, they're not gonna, take him out on a date. You get what I'm saying? That he's out of here. Once they keep him, he's out of here. He's out of here. And so we got, because there's a lot of creature action. Looks like a lot of creature action going on. This is like Call of Duty Zombies right here. I mean, she's running around. With the misfire, friendly fire, and she hits this lady.
He's been shot.
What's her? I want to hear what her name was.
He's been shot.
What do we do internally?
Nikki,
Oh man,
stay with me.
Nikki. Her name is Nikki. Nikki's out of here.
You look much better.
Then we got this scene with Fatima.
You've been eating a little more.
Yeah, she's been eating a little bit more. She's been eating all that rotted food.
Why is this happening? Why can't they stop?
And listen, I hope y'all are not buying into these fake tears from Donna, yo. Like, listen, let me tell y'all straight ahead. Please don't tell me that you guys are biting into this fake tears by Donna. Uh-oh. Christopher said he's top 50 best players in Call of Duty Zombies in the world. Jesus. Man, hey, shout outs to you, man. I already know that was a lot of hours spent. That was definitely 10,000 hours. Yeah, Daryl, this episode to me is going to be better than 2. Better than 3. This is going to be intense, man. This was the scenes that we see here are the majority from the preseason trailer, right? Like this was everything. The night scene, the ambulance, the creatures land, what was going on. Like when I did my first review and put it in that correct order, and this was the majority of the content, you know. Let's see. I got some other exclusive things for you guys. So yeah, so I think that's it for that trailer. I don't think there's any more, but just Donna fake crying. So I think Donna's fake crying, right? I think, well, let me back up a little bit. I had an original theory that there's multiple people lying, right? And that's one thing that I'm trying to get to the bottom of, right? Like who's lying? I think Donna's lying, right? I think she lied about when she came. I think she's lying about pretty much everything. And then also I look at who doesn't want to go home, right? Like who's really comfortable in Fromville. Donna's extremely comfortable in Fromville. And the other person that I believe is lying is Jim, right? I think, like I said, he turned off the highway in the first episode, right? Yeah, there's 2 people lying. Told you, yeah. Jim turned off the highway in the first episode, and that was a crazy hey, what's going on? Michael, during an interview, the actress that plays Tabitha said episode 4 was her favorite. I bet. Yeah, man, because it seems this is the moment we've been waiting for. You know, they aren't back again. She makes her big arrival, and I guess everything changes for her when she comes back. And so I also think that yeah, so Jim's lying, and then it was just too coincidental how he decided to leave and get Kenny to go with him, even though he didn't force Kenny to go, but he kind of put Kenny in a situation knowing how he would react. That's still manipulation. He did it very subtly too. And then so I believe that Jim's the other one. I'm trying to figure out if it's Christy or Mari, right? I'm not really sure, but I think there's one other person that's lying. Yeah, I think there's one other person. All right, so I mean, I'll switch up right now. I'll go from the clips to the pictures. But yeah, man. In the meantime, like I said, guys, make sure that you guys are following my page. Make sure get them likes up. Make sure you guys, because I'm giving you guys some exclusive content and some exclusive access here. So these are some screenshots that I had. So this is pretty much where it picks up. This is just a better picture of the crows, right? I mean, they're perched. I mean, they're ready to leap. And I just want them to do something. I'm like, please do something, right? Like pick one person eyes out. The way this season's been going, it's definitely been a lot more gore. It's definitely been a lot more bloody. Like, so just go ahead. Full Alfred Hitchcock, the birds, I believe. Yeah, the birds. Here we got Tabitha outside the EMS. And so a lot of people didn't believe that Tabitha was in the ambulance. And a lot of people also were saying that they think that it was a different timeline, but this pretty much proves that it's the same timeline. Here we go. So yeah, Henry's in bad shape, man. Henry might die in the ambulance. Yo, Christopher, you must have some sort of military background. He's talking about burn the tree, use the drone and locate it. After you locate it, have the drone do a 90-degree direction from the entrance. Yeah, it's so exact. That's hilarious. Michael says, I don't trust Donna. I think she's in on the whole thing. Exactly. Her story about her rival, yes, was but a bit sus. Exactly. My thing with the arrivals is you need two people to verify it, right? So, for instance, Fatima said she was seen by Ellis because Ellis said he saw when she drove into town. And then Fatima said she asked the guy, Michael, I believe, for directions. Uh, and so that's two people that confirmed Fatima's story, right? There's no one to confirm Donna's story. She could have, potentially been one of the first older ones there. So she could have told the people after her anything she wanted. And then we still don't know why the corner is ripped on her picture. My man said he's Batman's son. That's hilarious. But Henry might pass away. Like Henry might not make it, right? Like usually when people are in a bad car accident like that, they can have internal bleeding. It could be a whole bunch of things going on with him, and they've got a short time to get to the ambulance, and they over here playing around with this tree in the road. Hey, they better get serious. Henry might not make it the way he's looking. Oh, okay. So this is another exclusive one. So this is back in the town. So this looks like they make it to the town and the lovebirds are reunited and it feels so good. Jim and Tabitha are reunited. Yeah, no, that's correct. It seems the only way in Fromville is with a vehicle where everyone's vehicles. How come no one uses their cars in Fromville? Exactly. There was a when in season 2 when Victor showed the car graveyard. And then, also I believe either season 1, there was a lot going on with the frequencies and the radios. And we were talking about, man, every car had a radio. So maybe it was a radio frequency that was interacting with. At the time, we didn't know what the energy source was. We thought it might have been some sort of crystal, right? Some sort of witch's crystal that was, causing the town to have energy on some sort of frequency that was pulling the cars in on like a 4 or 7 channel, right? Like we were trying to think of all this stuff going on. And yeah, it seems like it has to be a vehicle with a radio. But I think that after the last episode, when Tabitha found the bracelet, it kind of let us know that it's not anything like that where the frequencies, it's somebody control, it's somebody doing this, right? It's somebody doing this. It's somebody picking and choosing who they want when they want them to go in. You get what I'm saying? Like, because she started flipping out in the car last episode when she was like, how did the bracelet get here? Um, and because it let me know at that point it wasn't real. But I mean, we'll have to see. So yeah, I would love to see somebody walking, right? Just somebody strolling in with hands in their pocket, kicking rocks. Uh, so what do you guys think? Jim and Tabitha are back, and then Ethan looks like Ethan's on the phone. So Ethan now, Pat gets the phone, and I was saying last time that two people need to be there in the room when the phone rings because Jim being there by himself and the phone ring, it could be a dream, it could be a figment of his imagination. But now that Ethan's been brought into it, yeah, Ethan got the phones that day. And so it looks like he's alone and then the phone rings. And then so we got a scene with Bacta. A lot of people are thinking about where's Bacta. And I put this in here because she's back. So I think Bacta's gonna have a big role this season as well. And I just had the opportunity to talk to her, so I might play that clip next. And then so this is a real Easter egg. So this is what Victor dug up. So Victor was digging behind the Colony house, and this is what Victor dug up. And this is a couple pictures. I don't really know. It looks like the same picture. It looks like the tent. I'm guessing this is Victor and Eloise. And then when he walked into the house in that third episode, he said, I need to build. We need to build a fort, and I want to tell a story. And so these look like the pictures. And so I've been saying, well, if you guys follow my channel, I did a whole bunch of lives, and one of the lives I did, we were talking about how tarot connects with From, and it's basically a game being played with multiple characters, and one of the characters is the man in black. And so if you look at a lot of Victor's drawings, you'll kind of see this little character from time to time, and it's a man in black, and he draws it different ways. And he's always in the background. He's kind of small. You really don't see it. But I believe that that man in black is Jim, right? I believe that's Jim. And so if you look, this I kind of thought this might be the Matthews family because Jim does wear a lot of dark clothes. But I can't really tell. But these look like other children. But I think that's Jim. Let's see. And this is from last episode. I just thought it was funny how whoever this guy is this extras smacked the hell out the bird as soon as it started flying. My man had hands. As soon as the bird flew, he just punched it. So I thought that was funny. So this is I'm not sure what scene this is, but it looks like Jay doing something. But if you remember, he was looking for the symbol, so I don't think he's looking for the symbol no more. But you guys are gonna think this is crazy, but I think he's not looking for the symbol because he knows what the symbol is. And I think he's told us multiple times what the symbol is, and I think everybody's told us what the symbol is, but it's not trending, right? And I say it all the time, right? I said there was two scenes that let me know what the symbol was. The first one was in the caves when Jade looked up. It looked like the roots or trees, right? In the symbol, that's what the symbol is. It's the roots or trees, and then when Jade had the vision of the Civil War soldiers, right on the side of the tree was the symbol, and that means the symbol is the tree. That's exactly what it means. It's nothing else. It's the trees, and then that connects to the faraway trees. It's the same thing, and so it's not a mystery on what the symbol is. So I think now that he saw the kids in the cave, he's not looking for the symbol no more. He's trying to figure out other things. So that's what I think, but I don't know. And these are some of the clips from episode 3. And then this is Elgin and the kimono woman. Now she's all in his face at this point. And I don't know if you guys are well, I'm sure you guys love movies like I do. And have you guys seen It Follows? So if you guys have seen It Follows, it's a very interesting take on a horror type of thriller movie. But the creature, I believe the creature gets closer and closer. So at first you see it like way down the street, and then you see it kind of closer, see it kind of closer. It's kind of what reminds me of what's going on with Elgin and this woman. Like, even though she did drown him in the bathtub, she did physically put her hands on him first. She kind of was far away, and now we see her moving closer and closer each episode, and to the point where she's literally in his ear. And I think she's got him hypnotized, but I believe that Elgin was always hypnotized. I think he came to Fromville hypnotized or under this type of spell. And I want to almost say he brought this with him from wherever he was at or came from. Saw an image of the entrance of the hospital where Tabitha was at. The logo seemed very similar to the sign Jay has been. No, I don't. I mean, yeah, I saw that too, and it did look very similar. So yeah, I definitely agree with that. But I think it's just it's just how they're setting the show up, right? There's a lot of red herrings and Easter eggs because they know we're on their heels. I swear, John Griffin knows that we are on his heels with figuring this out. And someone pointed out to me in the comments because guys know in the last episode there was tarot. Tilly was doing the tarot, and the guy in the comments was like, "Oh, look at John Griffin." Telling all the tarot theorists to eat a crow, right? And I'm like, damn, when he put it like that, it kind of made sense. And it's kind of like debunking the tarot theory, right? That's really what it is. And I think it happens again. Like they kind of debunk the tarot theory in the show. But that lets me know like just how much they're paying attention to us creating these videos and the theories that we're coming up to and what's trending, so we don't know. Let's see. He said season 1, the symbols guru is talking about briefly is shown in the sky in the first 3 minutes. What? I don't think I see that. Yeah, we know what you're talking about, the St. Anthony Hospital logo. All right, so this is proof, guys, that Tabitha in the this is proof that Fatima and Kimono Woman are not the same. So I'm sorry, I was reading it said, "Hey, movie guru, tuning in during a hurricane. You're in Florida? Oh man, always love it. Anyways, love the live this live so far. I love this live so far. Hey, thanks a lot, man. Hey, man, take care of yourself out there. I wish the best for you guys in that situation. I hope you guys make it out safely with all your stuff. But that's tough. Well, I'm glad that you guys are tuning in. Um, and listen, if you see any down trees, that might mean you might wake up in Fromville. Yeah, yeah. So this is proof that Fatima and the kimono lady are not the same. Yeah. So she because it's like the Batman theory, right? You never see Bruce Wayne and Batman in the same room, and until you do, they're two different people, they're the same person. So it's kind of like that with Fatima. I think John Griffin specifically made their shirt similar to make it a red herring, but this dispels the debunks the myth that they're the same person because they're pretty much in the same room. And I don't know who took the picture. Well, this is obviously Elgin, but I don't know where he got the camera from. I don't know like what the circumstances was around him taking this picture, but anyway, he took it. And so but it's not her. So the lady's actually helping the humans. Man, I think she's lying. I do, because she, first of all, if she was really trying to help, she would project herself to more people, or you get what I'm saying? Like she's kind of only coming out to one person. So that's why I think it's really just in his mind, in Elgin's mind. But we'll have to see. Eldrin is not a threat, even though he appears a nutso. He didn't always appear to be a nutso, like he didn't, but he is now. So, what if that girl's Victor's sister? You talking about the kimono lady? If the kimono lady is Victor's sister, I was wondering how it was night when the ambulance got to town, but they saw a tree. It was morning. I think it wasn't really morning, and I went back. I had to go way back, but it wasn't really morning. I mean, you can tell the sun setting in the scene, like the way the shadows are or whatever. Sun's getting low, and it's getting ready to be night. And then the next scene, pretty much is night. Yeah, man. So let's get these likes up, man, because I believe the next clip is a real exclusive. So look, let's get the likes up. Make sure you guys are following. I'll give you guys a couple seconds before I go to this next picture. I really want to make sure we get the likes up, man. Just spam the like button, spam that like button, because this next picture is pretty much gonna put, everything is gonna give us some of the answers we've been looking for. So get them likes up, get them likes up, get the likes up, share this live. So I'm and also too, go follow my Facebook page. I'm looking to get 100 followers on Facebook, so that way I can go live on Facebook and on in YouTube. They just changed the settings, I believe, so you have a certain amount of followers to go live, where before anybody could go live. So really uh looking to do live on double platforms. So okay, so you guys get them likes up. All right, drum roll please. All right. So look, this is a picture of Christopher and the puppet. And so it looks like we all know that Victor's going to tell a story. And the story that he's going to tell is, I'm guessing, about about Christopher. And so we've been trying to figure out what happened to Christopher. Where did Christopher go? Who is Christopher? So I guess now we're going to find out what is Christopher. I can't really tell where they're at. I can't tell if they're in a colony house. I can't tell if they're in a regular house. And I mean, this is really, it looks like they're in a figment of Victor's mind. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't even look like a real place, but it looks like this is Christopher and this is the doll. And I guess we're gonna find out what they're talking about, or if what's going on. And this is another exclusive. This is the blue map. So I mean, I saw this. I don't really know where it was or where it's at or when it's going to pop up, but there's another map out there. Everybody was tripping on the Victor, the original map in Victor's room in the colony house, and then everybody had all their thoughts for the peach truck map, and I'm like, it's nothing. But there's a third map out there, and it's the blue map, and this to me is more exact. And the reason why it's more exact, because if you look at this left picture, it looks like For one, it's kind of set up like the talisman with the sun and the moon on the one side, and then the other side you see the tower. Where he said Guru did something. Someone identified where the tree being down was on the map. No, well, I think it looks like a loop, right? I mean, if you look at this map, and if you were to drive around here, maybe I'll use this left side. You would keep going in a circle. You get what I'm saying? So you see the road here, right? You see the road, and kind of looks like a loop. And then you it looks if you go over this edge, right, and you're just going round and round. That's it right there. So it's like going through the middle of the town over and over again. So I'm guessing the tree's not on the map, but it has to be. Once you turn back, you never see the tree again. And this is some of the pictures from a couple episodes ago. But the bracelet is back, and listen, the that's right. Nothing in nature is circular. Hint, hint. God doesn't. Well, God, I've heard the opposite. I've heard God doesn't build in straight lines. Only man does. So if you look at the bracelet, when the bracelet, no, exactly. He said, "I wonder what would happen if you went over the tree." That's what I was saying. I just want to see what happened. I think everybody just has to see like a bird pluck somebody's eye out. Just one person, just pluck one person. They ended up, killing the paramedics. We know that from the preseason trailer. Like they could have just killed one of the paramedics right there, right at the tree. you know, just so we can see what would happen if you try to cross a tree. Because now it's too much debate about what happens when you cross the tree. Yeah, it's too funny. Let's see what else. Yeah, so these are some of the older pictures. But these are all some of the red herrings, right? So the Lost Village. Oh, I saw a really good theory about what's going on in the Lost Village and what's going on with these totems and what's going on with Jade and Jim. First off, I thought this I don't know if you can see it at the bottom of this log cabin. I thought it was a boat, right? That's what some people were pointing out, that it was a boat. And if you guys know, they found food, and if you look right behind where Jim was picking up the food from, we saw a lake. And I'm like, man, if there was a boat right there, they could have repaired it and they could have put it in the lake and they could have, made it out of there. But it's not a boat; it's a feeding trough for horses. But I'm pretty sure it could be used as a boat or as a canoe. Christopher said, "I promise you, if you stay there at the tree, the monsters won't come." When you say at the tree, you mean the bottle tree? Boat, hint, hint, the Watchers, yep. Or Boyd. So yeah, so these were some of the past clips that we saw. Let me see. Well, you can see the symbol. So Michael was saying that you can see the symbol in the hospital. Yeah, if you zoom in, there's a symbol on the computer screen. And here was a big Easter egg for me. So this is the first thing that let me know that Tabitha was not in the real world when she was on the 12th floor. Because if you guys remember and I said this multiple times, when Jim was in the house that collapsed and they were writing on the wall, and Tabitha asked Jim, what did he figure it out? And he said, yeah, the answer is 12. And so I always pay attention to when 12s pop up. And it popped up on the floor. Now, there was some debate online. People were saying it was 13th floor, and some people were saying it was 15th. No, it was 12. It started at 15 and went down, and then it opened at 12, and she was on 12th floor. So to me, that lets me know that she wasn't in a real place. And then, coming outside, she, fake seeing the boy in white. And then now, this whole conversation with the pastor, and then her finding the address, and then 1597 being a Fibonacci number. So meaning that it's a circle. And so by her going to that number, she was going to end up in Frumville. So there's been a ton of theories about that. And so also about her calling her mom. A lot of people are not, really understanding this phone call, not understanding the place she's in. So Strange Sky says, this note keeps bugging me. Usually a note like this says, if found. Here it says, if lost. Yeah. It could be an Easter egg to Lost. You know, these guys are the executive producers. Let me go back to it. It says, "If lost, please return to." Yeah, Victor. Yeah, Camden, Maine. And Tabitha even said it in the car. She was like, "What are the chances?" Once she found the bracelet, she started flipping out, and she was like, "What are the chances that I wake up in this hospital in the town that you're from and get to your house?" Like there was no way that that was going to be possible. No way. And so that's how I know that these things are specific. That these things are happening. Somebody's manipulating these. And as soon as we saw the bracelet, that was confirmation that it was not real. And that's how exactly how she ended up back in Fromville, because she said, "If what happens if I get out the car?" She said this to Henry. She said, "What happens if I get out the car? Will I end up back in Fromville?" And that's exactly what happened. And technically she did. She opened the door. Let's see. Oh yeah. So going back to this scene. So a lot of people are confused at this. They're like, "Oh, Tabitha called her mom. Her mom was obviously speaking Spanish, and so it kind of was putting some of the myths about what could possibly be coming up, and they're denying it. But I think there's been so much evidence, um, and I'll just go ahead and say that Victor is related to Tabitha, and so could Tabitha have been adopted, maybe suffering from trauma and induced amnesia? Maybe that's how she can't remember the bracelet. Um, and also, too, I put it in my episode 3 review video. The bracelet is what they call a MacGuffin, or a port key. Someone else was saying in the comments. So it's like in the spy movies, the secret documents, or like when in the heist movies, they got to get the jewels, right? It's these things that these characters have and they constantly keep running into that pushes the story forward, right? That brings them back to their starting point. And so it's the bracelet for Tabitha. So when she sees this bracelet, she knows that she's in her storyline, I guess, for lack of better words. And regardless of Henry saying that his wife made it, all that stuff, it's a fake memory. It was her bracelet. And so she, at that moment, she understood that none of this was real. And I mean, I can't really say if she called her mom or not. I know she used the phone, but I don't think it was her mom. I don't. I mean, usually conversations with mom, if you guys know, conversations with mom don't go like that. Right? You can't just click on your mom. You can't just call her and not tell her no information. You got a lot of explaining to do. Even if you got an estranged relationship, especially with you know what she explains, how big the search is looking for her, right? Like she went on the computer, she brought up the article, and it was explaining how many people were looking for her and how it was this big thing, and how she called her mom, and then didn't even go into the details. So some of the stuff we've seen already, so I won't even go back over them. But this was all from episode 1, and this was another big talk and scene of contention about how did Boyd put the talisman on the door, and they still were able to either get in there or get out. Well, my theory was that the barn had a back entrance that was open to the pen, that there was no door, it was just a big wide arch, and the pen is what kept the animals in that space. And so I don't think, I've never seen Boyd in the barn before, so I don't think he knows. And I think if I go back, let me see, if I go back a couple of scenes where you see Randall grabbing the goat. See, oh no, you can't see it, but this is what I was saying. So here, where you see these chickens on the left side, I think there's a big door, right? We can't see it, but there's a big entrance, and they can kind of go in and out as they want. And so there's no reason for them to need the talisman. Plus, so Michael said, yeah, they were already in hiding in the shadows. Well, yeah, they were already in there. What did Michael say? Michael said they were already there before Boyd placed. So does that mean it doesn't work? I believe they have to be on the opposite side of the door. Yeah. So if he had put it on the outside, they would have been trapped inside. But since he's inside and they're inside, they can easily get out. I'm trying. There might not be any more exclusives at this end, but yeah. So we can't really see behind them. At least I can't. But it looks like they were already in there. But I would think that there was some sort of doorway back there, but I can't see at all. Yeah, I can't see at all. Yeah. So I mean, are you guys excited for this next episode? Are you guys excited for episode 4? I wanted to show you guys some exclusives, and I thought I had more. And so I'm gonna actually play some of my interview with Angela Moore, and I'm gonna see about this other clip, this other video. While I'm doing that, you guys just make sure you like, make sure you guys are subscribed, and then when I come back, I'll play the clip again. Like that today, I have a very Hello, everyone. I'm the movie guru, and it's a great time to be a From fan. And today, I have a very special guest on my show talking about Fromville and all the behind the scenes action. Please help me welcome to the show Angela Moore.
Hi,
Hello,
everybody.
Angela.
Hi there.
This is great to talk to you. Season 3 just came out, and we're really excited. We're really excited to see your character, and I'm really excited to talk to you.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited to talk to you too as well. I've been watching your show.
Well, thank you very much. From really changed a lot for me as far as being interested in the show. I take the name Movie Guru serious, so I was trying to find something that I really was into and liked, and From really just brought it out to me.
Well, that's fantastic.
So, for those who don't know, Angela Moore plays Bacta, and she's currently a series regular on the show From, and it just started its 3rd season. Now, she has been a professional actress for more than 25 years, stemming from film, TV, and theater. Now, originally born in London, England, across the pond, the acting bug hit when she joined the theater program at New York University, where she spent 2 years, and then she went to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about your character on From, and then I wanted to talk a little bit about your journey in acting. And so the character's name, I think, is one that sticks out a lot. And I wanted to ask you, is it coincidental or was it purposeful with you having a background being a devout Buddhist?
Oh, I think that was by accident. I actually asked John Griffin about the name Bhakta because initially it's an unusual name, so I thought it was African or I don't know, like Middle Eastern or something like that. And so it's particularly the way that it's spelled, but there was no real connection in the way that I thought there was. So he didn't really help me out with that too much, right? But I just sort of took it as just sort of like an ancient name. It's more, I think it's more Middle Eastern, like if you spell it Bhta.
Yeah. Looking it up, I'm a big theorist of the show From, right? The show speaks to people, and I'm one of it. And we try to spend every waking moment analyzing the characters and the names and the things, the visuals we see on screen. And that was one of it, one of them as well. Now, when it came
I was looking it up. Sorry, I was looking it up, and I was trying to find out. It's more like Hindu.
Yeah, it says the name is pretty much like a Hindu, but it means a devout, someone really into spiritual or religion, or religious devotee or worshiper. And was getting a lot of coverage. There's a lot of people doing reviews, and I try to bring something different to the YouTube space. So one thing that I'm doing is a From trivia, and I wanted to ask if you would be a contestant to maybe do a couple questions on my From trivia.
Of course I would. I think I would be terrible. I don't remember anything. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm like, I don't remember. I'm very much an in the moment person, but I will do my best.
Okay, so go ahead, pick a category and pick one question.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna pick Boyd for 200.
Okay, Boyd for 200. Where was Boyd coming from before being lost in Fromville?
Oh my gosh, see, that's going way back. He was. I have no idea. I
can give you a hint.
Okay, good. Give me a hint.
It's somewhere on the East Coast in the area like they call it DMV. So DMV is 3 states. It's either Delaware, Maryland, or Virginia.
Oh, he was coming from Maryland.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Close. He was last seen in St. Petersburg, Virginia.
North Carolina. Oh, see, why did I pick that one? That was like from season 1, and I came on season 2.
Yeah, so that was a little bit of my interview with Angela Moore, who plays Bacta. But if you guys want to watch the full thing, you guys can check that out. I just put that on so I can get this other clip ready. But yeah, it was really good talking to her, and I've almost completed my journey. So if you guys don't know, my journey is to interview all the people on the show and I'm almost there. I really only got 1 or 2 people left, which is Harold Pernod and Father Kotri. All right, those are the only 2 people that I got left to talk to. And so hopefully I'll get a chance to talk to Harold Pernod. I just saw that he did a couple of interviews with a couple other channels, but I didn't get a chance to speak to him, but hopefully it will happen. But okay, so look, you guys been rocking with me. I did play the exclusive trailer, but that's not the full trailer. So now I'm going to show you guys the full trailer. But listen, let's get the likes up, let's get the follows. Now this has tons of spoilers in it, so if you guys don't want it to be spoilers, I mean, just look away. But this is the full trailer, right? Unedited. This got all the stuff in it from the episode. And there's oh,
Randy used to call it the bottle tree. The original's in a park a few towns over.
You need to take me there right now. Where am I?
It's a tree in the middle of the road.
Take a detour. Go around it. You have to listen to me. It's not safe to stop out here once it gets dark. There are things in this town that will hurt us.
damn, I just ripped this shit out.
Please help us.
There's a toolkit on the bus. I got it. Can't find the fucking key.
You looking through these? We get to keep Randall's though. Nikki, stay with me. You look much better. You believing a little more? Yeah. I finally found something I could keep down. Why is this happening? Why can't they stop?
Man, was that intense or what? The audio was messed up on there, so you couldn't really hear it. But man, listen, that was crazy. That was crazy. That was the full unedited trailer. Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. That was crazy. That was crazy. Yeah, man, that was crazy. So I mean, I the way I it's in the program, so I can't like fast forward or reverse it. But it looks like I was wrong, man. I said that what's his name, Randall was going to burn himself up, but it looked like the cicadas were back, and that's what a lot of people was telling me. And it wasn't that I wasn't not listening to everybody. I just believed that he was going to burn up. So that was my original theory. So I was sticking with it. I really don't understand why the cicadas are back because I feel like they were more so um, tied to like the season 2 and then the music box creature. And once they killed the creature, the music box creature, from what they're calling it, like the cicadas were like should be gone, right? So they should still be around there. So that's the thing that lets me know that the cicadas aren't really real. Is really just in his mind. I think it's a manifestation, is like post-traumatic stress, right? That's what I think it is. So Michael said he thinks the cicadas are marked. But if that's the case, then Mari and Julie would also have see the cicadas, but they don't. It's just he said it should make no sense. It's just Randall that sees the cicadas, and but you're right. He could be marked. He could be one that they want because you couldn't hear it. But the lady says they're keeping Randall. I swear to you. So he and then you see how he's all messed up. Like they was they really messed. They kept him and they messed him up, bad. But it looked like I don't even want to say it, but it looked like Boyd left him. Right. It looked like Boyd left him to die. Right. And I think that's going to have like major consequences on Boyd. Boyd left him to die. So I mean that is kind of crazy. Um, but let's see. I can go back. I can go to my actual channel, and we can look at the. So yeah, man. If you guys like this, make sure you guys are liking and following my videos. Make sure to get those likes up on the page. Yeah. So I'll just go back through this one so I can easily. But yeah, so it looks like here. I mean, yeah. So when the lady grabs them, she says, "Here, you looking for these?" And then she says, you can have these, but we're keeping Randall. So Randall's in deep water. And I think, yeah, if Boyd left him, that's actually, yeah. I mean, because we see him with him, right? I mean, like he's there. He's there. He's there with Boyd. And it looks like Boyd just left him. But they was beefing the whole season anyway, right? I mean, if you're gonna leave anybody, you leave Randall. But I mean, if he's alive, if you can't leave him and then he still live, right? That's gonna and be bad for you. You gotta leave him and make sure he dies, so he can't say anything. But it looks like he's back, man. So that's crazy. Um, and then we see the lady get blasted. I mean, how often do they tell y'all to stay away from them windows when people is shooting outside? Right? Stay away from the windows. Where's the girl at? So Momo says she's from DC. DMV means DC, Maryland, Virginia. Man, it definitely means Delaware. It's Delaware, Maryland, Virginia. DC is its own place. I don't think DC wants to be mentioned in the same sentence as at Maryland. I'll tell you that much, Momo. DC, if you call a person from DC, say they're from Baltimore, they'd be mad as hell. So I don't think DC wants to be included in the DCMDVA. The DMV is Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia. That's funny. But yeah, Fatima, right? Okay, so listen, was talking about Fatima, and I don't know if you guys know, but I did my video a couple weeks ago, and I explained that Fatima is turning into a Wendigo or a creature, right? I kind of explained that, and I can kind of go over it now a little bit. So Fatima is turning into one of these creatures. It's called a Wendigo, and it says it's a cannibalistic monster from the spiritual traditions of the tribes of North America. The Wendigo is associated with winter, and it's a spirit that possesses humans, causing them to turn into cannibals. And well, there you go. That's exactly what's happening to Fatima. She's I could and the reason why I knew that is because if you watch the other movie, like I watch a lot of movies, so the other movie, where is it at? I put it on here. So these two movies, I don't know if you guys seen Antlers and Ritual. It's the same thing that happened in Antlers and Rituals. Well, not the ritual per se, but the Jotun or whatever is like a form of Wendigo, but Antlers is a flat on Wendigo, and the guy I don't want to spoil it for you, but the guy transforms. He starts eating like dead things, rotten things, dead things. He starts eating people. All right. And that's exactly the same transformation that Fatima's going through. And so I kind of knew that from the gate that that's what was going on with her. Yeah, check them out. Check out Antlers. I actually watched the ritual first. But if you're gonna watch it, you can't be no punk. You gotta all the lights off. It's gotta be like midnight, right? And you gotta watch it total darkness. That movie is the one. And then you gotta watch Antlers. Antlers to me was not as scary, as well. It wasn't didn't set the scene the way Ritual did, but the Antlers is about a Wendigo. So Fatima's all the way gone. To me, I mean, she gonna sit there, go and eat the person like that. I mean, man, I gotta see where this is going. I don't really know where they're gonna go after that. Like, she might have went too far with that. Her eating the person is a little bit too far, So I don't know. So I don't know where that can go. But um, and then the woman getting shot. That's crazy. That was crazy. The police officer, Tabitha coming back to town. I mean, yeah. So this episode is going to be intense. I think they really took it to another level. If you guys remember, the episode I believe in season 2 that was like that was when Ellis got stabbed and them trying to get to the clinic. That was pretty intense. But this is like that times 10. Like, there's so much going on with Randall. Yeah, right. Be safe. Oh, yeah, definitely be safe. Whoa, he said the hurricane is getting worse, man. Yeah, definitely be safe, aka man. That's you're definitely in our prayers. But so I'm trying to think what else happened in those clips. And I think I showed the picture. And I'll go back. Fatima and Jim reuniting, and we'll see what happens with their relationship. Is it going to be strained? Is it going to be better? What's going to happen with these two? These when the lovebirds reconnect, what's going to happen? And then what's up with Henry? Is Henry going to be okay? Because Henry's laid out, man. Henry looks like like I said, he might die. Yeah, Michael, you might have missed it. Yeah, I said last episode that it might be a dream. Like Jim, of course we've seen Jim on the phone. Jim on the phone might have been a dream or a vision. Or so we need another person in the room to verify if it's real or not. And so it looks like we get that here, where now we see Ethan on the phone. So I would love to know how that conversation goes, because this is pretty much supposed to be his brother, and I don't think he understands or knows that his brother passed away. I don't even think he knows. I don't know what he said. His son is slower than the turtle. You're so right though. It's innocence though. He's innocent Ethan. All right, leave innocent Ethan alone, man. He definitely doesn't know. That's hilarious. But so it looks like, so I don't know if he knows that he even had a brother named Thomas. And I think that conversation might be interesting. Yeah. Oh man, hey, I appreciate it, man. But be safe out there, man. So we turned this to the DMV conversation. She said, again, I'm from DC, born and raised. I lived in Philly. Delaware is not mentioned on our news. MD and VA is. Okay. All right. You got it. You got it. You got it. Yeah, but yeah, so Henry might die. You get what I'm saying? Henry might die. Right there in the ambulance. Like I said, when you get in a bad accident like that, when you in a 1978, Oldsmobile with no front airbags, uh, you can really get hurt. And it looks like he really got hurt if you get into an accident. He really got hurt. So he might die. They over there, procrastinating, getting past the tree. And he might not make it because we don't see him in the trailer anymore. We don't see him in the clips. It is. Christopher said that Oldsmobile built like a tank. It definitely is, but that's on a front end collision. He got T-boned in the driver's side. So that's why I'm thinking he might have. And it looked like it was a larger truck, but like I said, um, I believe that once she found the bracelet, all bets were off, right? Like I told you, there was no way for them to end up back in Fromville unless somebody manipulated that. And so once she saw the bracelet, she started flipping out. She started questioning reality. Whoever was controlling that space brought her back by that accident, right? And Tabitha has been having this thing of passing out. And I put it in my other video. Let's see if I can go back. I put it in my other video here, right? What did I say? If I can find it. Yeah, I say here, why does Tabitha keep passing out? Right? Oh man, I gotta take this down. All right, so it says here, why does Tabitha keep passing out? And this is the part that's not making no sense to me. So if you guys remember, she looks in the lunchbox, finds the address, makes it to Henry's house, and then she passes. Then Henry says she passed out on the front porch, right? And that doesn't make any sense to me, right? Because there was nothing that caused her to pass out. And then she wakes up in the house. He's got the gun on her, and then they pretty much, get in the car. She hits her head, passes out. The boy in white pushes her out the lighthouse. She passes out. I mean, all this concussion trauma. I mean, she would have CTE on the max level. So I don't know, why she keeps passing out, but I think that's a clue to, this not being what it seems or what it's supposed to be. Michael said, I think Tabitha saves Henry and escapes together. Escape where? Oh, escape from Bill together, or escapes like what do you mean escape together? Listen, Victor's from a gun-toting. He's a Yosemite Sam, man. He's definitely the rootinest, tootinest gunslinger in the town. The brain is tapping out, yeah, from every chemical, yeah. And that was the other point I was pointing out in the same video. I said here at the end of the video, you guys can go back and watch it. It's on my page. I'm starting to take note of how many people are drinking things, right? Because right before Jim got the phone call, he had a glass of water. Then in the next scene, right? If it might not let me stop. In the next scene, we saw Boyd take a glass of water. It's not gonna let me stop. And then we see Jay take a glass of water. And so all these people here is with Boyd. Yeah. Boyd, it won't let me go back. But Boyd took a drink. Then Jade took a drink. And remember, Jade had two visions, right? And this was probably the most that he's ever seen. And there has to be a reaction. So it could just plain be a reaction to that place that he's in with those red rocks. But I mean, here he is after the vision of the Puritan wears off. He's looking crazy, right? He's looking crazy. He's standing there choking himself, and Dale's looking like, man, what's going on with him? And so I think this is directly related to what they're ingesting. I thought it was the food. I thought Chen was behind it. And then we see here, Jade taking a drink. So it could possibly be something in the water. What do you guys think? Yeah, he's not drinking water, but he drinking something that had to be made from the water, right? They had to, ferment, the alcohol, be using water, or burning off the alcohol and catching the condensation that is the alcohol. But I'm just thinking it all has to be related. I mean, we don't know how strong that stuff is they're drinking. We never really seen anybody take a shot, and the chest hairs start burning off of them, right? They kind of take it kind of weak, so I'm guessing it's watered down, right? That's what I'm guessing. Tabitha been passing out since the first episode? Man, you're gonna have to remind me. I don't remember Tabitha passing out the first season or the first episode. But Christopher's letting us know what to do. Take the water, burn the food, take the food that was burned, turn it to charcoal, build a filter. Okay, that's you've been watching some Alone or Naked and Afraid, huh? Yeah, Christopher is a genius. Yeah, so I mean, but there's a lot going on with this. But I think we're getting closer to the truth, and I think a lot of it starts with the bracelet. And this is what I was talking about earlier. It said the bracelet is what they call a MacGuffin. It was something that was started by Alfred Hitchcock, and it basically is just like I said, it's a element that pushes the character story forward. So it's usually the crook in the necklace, the spy in the papers, but with Tabitha is the bracelet. As soon as she saw the bracelet, she started flipping out, and she understood that this was not real. This whole thing was being controlled. She thought she made it out of Fromville, but she really didn't. And whatever was in control there was still in control there. So this was really all a vision. She thought she called her mom. She did really meet Henry, but maybe Henry isn't even in this space that we think he is. So we don't. Of course, we don't know. The RV wreck. Oh, in the RV wreck. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, that's right. Okay, see, you had to remind us. Yeah, she did. She was knocked out in the RV. Yes, that is exactly correct. Yeah, but that's also why I think that most of the people had problems before they came here, right? Like, I am a firm believer that the phone call that led to Thomas's death, when Jim left the baby on the table and Tabitha went to go grab the diaper bag and then the baby rolled off. I think that was a Fromville call. I think that was probably one of those same spirits that was calling him at the house. I think that Elgin came into the town possessed by the kimono lady. I think Fatima came into town with a demon baby. I think Sarah came into the town hearing voices and whatever is going on with her. I think Victor. Only thing I think differently is that I think that Victor has not been in Fromville as long as it seems. Right? I don't think he's been there since 1978. I think he's only been missing for 12 years. And remember that 12 is that number again that has been reoccurring on the show. And I think that when his dad gets here, he's going to be looking for a boy. He's going to be looking for a little kid. He's not going to recognize Victor, because last he seen him, he was a boy, and it was only 12 years ago. So he's going to still think that he's the boy. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, this was some of my early theories. Like I said, I thought Randall was going to get a Molotov cocktail. I thought it was going to backfire on him, and I thought he was going to burn it up, because everybody's been saying, like, why don't they just get a flamethrower? Why don't they just burn him up? And Kenny was the closest one to him, right? Kenny was the closest one to doing that. After they killed his mom, he was going to go down to the caves and burn the whole caves down. And so, I mean, I think they're getting close to using fire, and at some point they're going to use fire, because it just makes sense, right? It would make the whole show illogical if they don't use fire. But I use this picture because sometimes they show us things in the trailers and it does not have CGI. So like you can see, we saw the shot of him rolling back and forth with the cicadas on him, but here in the trailer, he doesn't have anything on him. The red rocks, a person did find out the red rocks on Facebook. I would love to find this video So I think I saved it on my Facebook page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play that I'm going to play that trailer again, and then look, Christopher's got the answer. Don't burn the cage, burn the forest. Oh man, Christopher got the answers. Christopher's got the answers. And so yeah, I'm gonna play that clip again. And when I play the clip, I'm gonna look for the explanation of red rocks that I found on Facebook. So just give me a second.
You're Victor's father. Randy used to call it the bottle tree. The original's in the park, a few towns over.
You need to take me there right now. Where am I?
There's a tree in the middle of the road.
Take a detour. Go around it. You have to listen to me. It's not safe to stop out here once it gets dark. There are things in this town that will hurt us.
Damn, I just ripped this shit out.
Please help us.
There's a toolkit on the bus. I got it. Can't find the fucking key.
You looking for these? We get to keep Randall, so. What do we do? You're totally hurt. Nikki, stay with me. You look much better. Are you behaving a little more? Yeah. I finally found something I could keep down.
All right, so I wasn't able to find the clip, but it is out there. So I'll just explain pretty much what the clip said about the red rocks, because it actually made a lot of sense. Let's see. I'm just looking for the clip one more time, and I can't find it. But it made a lot of sense. And so what the person said was that the red rocks. And let me go to another other picture that we can see better. Let's see. Okay. So first the woman, first the woman was looking at the Puritan, the guy. That's what they're calling this guy because apparently his dress style is like something from Puritan. And what they were saying was that his clothes are from a certain time, and then in his eye, you can't really see it from here. In his eye is a railroad spike, but the clothes predate the railroad spike, so they're not necessarily connected. So what you're looking at here is three timelines. You got the Puritan guy, you got the railroad spike from the 1800s, and you got Jay, from the 2020s, right? 2024, guessing. And so it's three timelines interacting here together. And so when the woman looked at that person with the dates that are on the steps that Tabitha saw going to the lighthouse, I believe she matched that up with the dates like 1604 or something like that and 1605. So this guy's from 1605. Then she looked up 1605, and pretty much the colors on the rock represent France. And apparently the French sent people over to, I guess, not Newfoundland where the Vikings were, but this corner of the country, and they were escaping. I think she said they were escaping Catholics or something like that. So that's what the color of the rocks is. It's just like their flag. It's red, blue, and white, and so it's French. So Anta AKA says, "Do y'all think Tabitha will go back to the lighthouse?" No, I don't, because I think that I don't think it's a game, but I think they're trying to make it hard, right? So I think Tabitha is probably gonna be the last one that's gonna be able to go through a faraway tree, because I think that they want them to free. You got to free the people, but they also trying to stop them from freeing them, right? So there's obviously two opposing forces here. So whatever is controlling whatever, they will not let anybody else in that tree. So you can't go to the bottle tree, get to the lighthouse, and get out of Fromville. That's a wrap. That's not gonna happen. But that's why I brought up the blue map. Uh, oh, Miss T. Jay lived in France with his. Oh, wow! You just put another connection. Wow. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wow. Okay, that's big. So yeah, that could be another connection, right? With his visions. That could even be his ancestor, right? I mean, they kind of do look alike, right? With the beard and all that stuff. But if you look at the rocks, you see the red, you see the blue. And so the person was saying that there's three layers: it's red, blue, and white, and it's France or something like that. But and she connected it with the guy drinking the blood because she said that was communion. So that's how she put it all together. So I didn't get a chance to save it, but that's pretty much what it is. But I don't really look too much into Jade's visions because they show Jade a lot of stuff. He doesn't know what to do with it. He doesn't really explain anything. We don't ever get no answers. Same thing with the phone calls that Jim gets, right? Jim gets the phone calls. We have all these feelings about what it could possibly mean, and they never tell us, so we don't know. So I'm not even sweating Jay. Yeah, Boyd is working on PSTD. He's not 100%, but he's functional. No, I agree. I mean, first of all, Boyd shot his wife in the face, point blank range, didn't flinch, right? I mean, that lets you know he's built differently, right? Then he was in a barn all night watching Tien Chen get pretty much, peeled like a banana, and he's okay, right? So this is a different type of guy you talk about. But yeah. So the tarot, once again, I was actually hyped when I saw this, especially because, I did the first video connecting from to tarot. If you guys are familiar with my video, it's on my live page. And we pretty much went over all the theories about the tarot and how it all works. And so it's basically two opposing forces. Now I do believe that part, but some of the other things was a little bit far out there as far as some of the other characters and different people being different people, like the man in black and all this priestess stuff. But I do believe that there are some roles that people are playing, but I don't think it's that specific to tarot. But somebody pointed out in the comments, like this was kind of John Griffin saying that the tarot theory is debunked and not what is actually going on. So this is if you guys want to watch the full discussion, it's on my live page, and it's the 1506 theory, and it basically goes into the connection with from and some of the tarots and some of the visuals that's in the show and some of the background because everything's purposeful. I mean, John Griffin has said that everything is purposeful from the shirts that the people wear, right? And to the set design. And when they want you to specifically look at something, they freeze there for a moment and they call it out. Like when, Trudy said in the room, that's a nice watch, right? It's thinking about time. And even with 1567 on Victor's dad's house, they wanted us to see these things to make these connections to let us know what was happening. And so I think that From is what they call a big game of werewolf. And so I was explaining that if you guys are familiar, werewolf is a game that's played with 12 characters. There's 12 characters on a show, and each character has a role. And the main thing is to guess who's lying, who's telling the truth, and who's a werewolf, and who's a vampire. And so it's kind of the same thing. There's creatures and people and villagers and things like that. So I think that this is what From actually is, and we have to find out who's in. Of course, we have to find out who's in charge. And so And then here's the set list. And so originally this is what when the show first got announced and this first came out, I took the screenshot. And so it looks like they made some changes because episode 3 was supposed to be called There and Back Again, right? Not Mousetrap. And episode 4 is now called There and Back Again instead of The Light of Day. And then so we don't know if why they changed that or if they added the extra episode or what they did, but we know there's some differences in the names of the episodes. So AKA asks, what if Victor dies? If he dies, he dies. If he dies, he dies. I mean, to give you guys my ultimate theory, I think Victor does die, right? Because I said this before, not everybody wants to go home. And if there's one person who I believe is already at home, is Victor. And so I'll play another interview. I'll play another clip from one of my interviews. So I also got a chance to interview Scott McCord, who plays Victor. And I'll just skip to the part, but he actually says something very interesting about Victor. And that made me think.
Different way. He's a little more protective of him in that way. Keeps him safe in that room. I'm sure you feel the same way.
Yeah.
I would certainly love to see them explore that relationship a little. One who just maybe say out of all those people can take Victor in a different way. He's a little more protective of him in that way. Keeps him safe in that room. I'm sure you feel the same way.
Yeah.
I would certainly love to see them explore that relationship a little further, almost like a big sister, little brother thing. Or something.
Well, that was the point I was getting at, because there were some, until we found out that Victor did have a sister, we did think that Donna might be his sister,
Oh yeah, another theory, another great theory.
Yeah.
I'm loving these theories, man.
2 last quick questions before we go. Do you think Victor will ever leave Fromville?
I think that this is. I mean, my feeling is, and Victor says it in episode 8. When he's alone with Tabitha, he says, "Listen, I don't think there is a way out." And I think that's. I don't think Victor thinks in those terms. I don't think he thinks about what life might be on the other side, or if there is a way out.
Yeah.
And only I think because of the fact that he's seen so many people meet their demise.
Yeah.
Trying to get out of there.
Yeah. And the last question: what do you hope and wish for Victor?
Lots of love, man.
Lots of love. Hey,
you're right. I think
you.
he needs it more, more than anybody.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, listen, it's been a pleasure watching you week to week on the show.
Oh, thanks, man.
Extremely anticipating for the season finale. And thank you for what you bring to the character Victor and bring to the show.
Hey,
it was great talking to you. Take
Great
care. We'll
talking.
see you on the finale this Sunday.
That's right. We'll be there. All right.
Yeah, so if you guys want to check out that full interview, that's on my page as well. But I wanted to watch that again because coming full circle, I asked some things there that now are coming true, like the conversation about does Victor have a sister, right? And I originally thought it was Donna because remember Victor lived in the colony house and they had like a big sister, brother relationship, so I'm thinking that Eloise could be Donna, right? Donna's obviously lying about her backstory. But now hear what he kind of said. He was kind of already hinting at there was something going on like that. I just asked him about. I kind of started it in the middle, but I asked him about his relationship with Donna, right, and wanted to see what he was going to say. He kind of led me to the sister brother type of deal, and then I said that Donna might be the sister. And then I asked him that last question, will he ever leave Fromville? And he said he doesn't think there's a way out, but I gotta watch the whole thing again. But I think he said Victor is at home, right? He lives in Fromville. So to answer the question that I put up there, I think Victor's going to die in Fromland, right? He's going to sacrifice himself so somebody can go home, right? Or Ethan can go home, or Julie can go home, or Tabitha can go home, or because he feels so bad, about them being there, him dying. He's gonna willing to risk his life. Christopher said there's a way out the front door. They got all these folks moves, right? It probably is walk. It's probably just walk towards the train tracks and you're back home. That's probably what it is. So that was an interview. I did that over a year ago. I did this interview with Scott McCord a year ago, right? We were talking about that. So I'm trying to think if there's any other theories out there. Is there anything you guys want to talk about? Let's see. You said, well, make sure you guys are following. Make sure you get the likes up, man. I really enjoyed this live stream. I'm trying to do more of them now that From is in full swing. I'm trying to drop a trailer, then get on YouTube and talk about the trailer, and then interact with you guys because I definitely love doing that. And so Miss T said, "How do you think Victor will behave when he sees his father?" Yeah. So I said this earlier. I said I think that Victor has not been really. I think we're gonna find out Victor has not been in Fromville as long as he said. Right. I think that we're gonna find out that Victor was really only gone for 12 years. Right. 12 is my magic number from the show. I believe that he's not going to. They're not going to recognize each other. He's not going to know that's him. I think Henry's going to hint that he's looking for a little boy. He's looking for his little son, right? And we've seen clues of this, right, on the in episode, I believe it was 3, when they showed Victor's room. Everything was still the same way. So he's looking for a kid because it really hasn't been that long ago. But so I don't think he's going to see his. I don't think he's going to see him, right? I think he's going to miss him. He's not going to. I don't know. I don't think he's going to see him. And I also don't think that Henry, what's his name? Not Henry, but yeah, Henry's alive, right? I think Henry's banged up. Look, Henry is in bad shape, man. I don't think we realize how much of a bad shape Henry is in. Henry might have internal bleeding. He might have a broken neck. Like he's in bad shape in his hospital. Anytime they got to put, your head in a brace like that, you're in bad shape. Victor is taller and older than his father. Victor on 40. Man, that's hilarious. And so yeah, so I don't know. Henry might die. I mean, how? And look, I played the clip earlier, and I'll go back and I'll play it again. They said, yeah, it's over here. I'll go back and play it again. But some screen. So they said in the behind the scenes clip, and I'll just go right to it.
And how much more can we test these people?
And a few of our most beloved characters are not going to make it out of season 3.
You can't save them all.
I'm gonna play it again.
People.
And a few of our most beloved characters are not going to make it out of season 3.
You can't save them all.
So a few of our most beloved characters are not going to make it out of season 3, right? Who's the most beloved? It's definitely Tien, right? It definitely is Boyd, and I want to say Kenny, right? I want to say Kenny. Christy, yeah, I did say Christy. I definitely think Christy's. First of all, Christy's storyline is flat. Okay, her storyline is flat right now. Kenny, and it's a shame, man. It's a shame. But I think Kenny's gonna catch it, man. I think Kenny's gonna seriously catch it, man. I mean, but the reason why I say Kenny's gonna catch it is because that's how you break Boyd, right? You break Boyd through Kenny with his pretty much adopted son, his Fromville son. I think the creatures know that Boyd and Ellis are not that close. And so I think that they're going to kill Kenny. Boyd's going to totally break. And then they're going to double up. Something's going to go on Fatima. And I think that Boyd's going to sacrifice himself for Fatima or the baby. I said in my other video, see if I can bring it back. I said in my other video that there's going to be somebody's got to make a choice. I think it was this one. Yeah. In search of, if I can find it. So the choice is going to be must not. I don't think I have it here, but the choice is going to be either save. Oh, let me go back. The choice is going to be either save Fatima or save the baby. Here it is. Yeah. So here's the choice. Here's the choice that they're gonna have to make. Either save Fatima or save the baby. That's it. And so in order to save the baby, I think somebody's gonna have to sacrifice himself. And Ellis, to me, Ellis ain't about that life. Ellis, even though Ellis is involved in all this and he's definitely the father, he's not going to risk it. He's more on the receiving end. He's not the giving, right? He's not going to put himself and jump in front of the bullet at all. But Boyd is definitely uh, the the one who jumps in front of the bullet. So AKA said, what would happen if Boyd just says I'm broken? No, you're right. I mean, I think that the key to winning is being psychological in a situation. Like, you're right, Boyd would have to say something, not really mean it, throw the creatures off, and and possibly see what happens. But then yeah, Christopher, you're right because they can read your mind, right? Don't forget, like they knew everybody's name without them telling them. And then we've seen multiple situations like the Brian Kelly situation where that was from Boyd's past, and they pretty much found two. And when I say they, I mean like the entity found two people that had the same name, and then they killed them the same way that Boyd, that person Boyd was in the military with died. And then also the same thing with Tien Chen, right? Boyd had to watch the guy in the military, Brian Kelly, die. And then he had to watch the other people in Frontville, Brian and Kelly die. And then he had to watch Tien Chen die. Like, yeah. No, exactly. Well, I think that he said they can read minds, but can't find them hiding 10 feet. But yeah, right. Like they can't see him in the bushes. I mean, they're playing a game, and there's rules to the game. That's all. The talisman on the door, the bushes thing. There's it's hide and go seek. There's rules to it, and they can't stack the deck, so they gotta follow the rules. They can't come out of the daytime. They gotta come out at night. It's all these rules to make it even playing ground because it's definitely not even. But yeah, I definitely think that they can only. It's certain. I think there's two entities that are separate from the creatures, and they are the ones that can. It's like on Lost with the God and Devil. They can only influence, they can't directly interact, right? So they can influence the creatures to go out and play by these rules. They can influence the people to find the bottle tree and the clues and the torches and all that stuff, but they can't hand somebody the torch, if you understand what I'm saying. You got to solve the riddle and all that stuff. Yeah. Yeah, very much. Christopher, yeah, I mean, yeah, I've been thinking about that theory a lot. The creatures are prisoners, guys, just like the humans. And we've even seen Smiley say, I like this game and all that. Yeah, so I mean, it's so we'll have to see. But the good thing I want to say is that we're definitely getting answers. I think this next episode we're gonna find out some more details about Christopher. We're gonna find out some more details about Fatima and really what is going on with her and her transformation. Um, and then I think we're also going to find out about how Boyd is going to put his plan together and how he's going to try to capture one of those creatures. And I showed the picture. I'll go back through the pictures again. Yeah, man, I'm pretty finished. But yeah, so this is a clip. So for the next episode, yeah, this is so we're gonna find out a lot about Christopher. We're gonna find out exactly what's going on with Christopher, who is Christopher. Yeah, man. So look, now this has been great, guys. I really appreciate you guys for joining the live stream. I definitely enjoyed talking about From and going over all the different theories for episode 4. So look, make sure you guys are following because I'm gonna try to put together some stuff and probably go live tomorrow. And then we also got From Trivia. That's something that I've been doing for a while now. So I'm gonna put that together for Sunday. You guys seen that in the clip when I was with Bhakta while we were playing the From Trivia. So if you guys want to join on Sunday nights after the premiere of From, which is at 8, I'll be on YouTube at 9. and we'll play a couple of rounds of From Trivia. If any of you guys want to be a guest on From Trivia, just email me, and I can guys send you the link to join, and we can get like a P versus P going on. Make it really interactive. But yeah, definitely. But this has been great. I love to talk about the theories. I want you guys to, let's talk about it in the comments. You guys can go back, watch any of my videos, and message me right in the comments, and I'll usually respond. And I definitely want to send love and light to AKA Antidote. He's in Florida right now. He's watching from the hurricane. So wishing him peace and blessings. Very happy that he was able to join, but definitely want him to stay safe. And so that's pretty much it for me tonight, guys. But remember to like, remember to subscribe so you can be notified for my next videos. And I'll catch you guys on the next stream.